we bring you another episode of TREC Conversations. This is Anand Choksi, Managing Director of the Real Estate Connect. We have two dynamic partners of S&H Construction with us today. S&H Construction is a joint venture and a very strategic partnership between Shivalik Group and Hetu Construction. Collectively, they have experience of building stadiums, industrial parks, factories, corporate houses, clubs, and also residential and commercial projects of other developers. So far, they have constructed and delivered over 10 million square feet of spaces. One of the partners is Mr. Taral Shah, who needs no introduction in the real estate fraternity. With a civil and advanced construction technology qualification, Mr. Taral Shah is a man of many talents. From handling Shivalik's current progress to making a roadmap for the future of the organization, he keeps himself busy with the big picture. His rigorous quality standards and benchmarks have helped Shivalik become a prestigious brand today. He is also the president of Gahad Credai Youth Wing and secretary at Credai Gujarat Youth Wing. We also have with us Mr. Hirak Desai. He is civil engineer, skilled in building sciences and construction. A third-generation entrepreneur, Hirak Desai is currently the managing director of Hetu Construction Private Limited and a partner at S&H Construction. He is trained in construction technology from the reputed SAT University and carries an honors degree in construction technology. Mr. Desai has successfully completed various construction projects in last 10 years since he joined his family business. Without further delay, let's have a conversation with Mr. Taral Shah and Mr. Hirak Desai of S&H Construction's vision and how they provide value to the construction industry. Alright, I will start with my first question to Taral Bhai. Taral Bhai, Shivalik Group has been a very leading company in the industry in Gujarat when it comes to developing projects and creating commercial and residential spaces for the clients. Tomorrow purpose starting the construction contracting business, what was the purpose of Shivalik Group getting into that business?
See, basically the land and construction is the raw material of real estate. So you can buy land with money, but you can't buy construction expertise. So in construction, basically you can see a triple E: expertise, engineering, and experience. So with the merger of Shivalik and Hetu, we have a combined experience of 60 plus years.
That's amazing.
So Hetu has completed 38 years, and Shivalik is into business from 1996. So we have completed 24 years. So we have completed 60 plus years in the industry. So we are creating an ecosystem કે કેટલું backward integration કરી શકે business ની અંદર.
Correct.
So we can control the speed and quality in our hand.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Very good thought. Super. Hirak bhai, how was S&H established? S&H, how did the merger thought process, how did that happen?
So S&H, so I'll start from the beginning. So earlier we used to quote for Shivalik's projects as contractors. So we had quoted for a few projects for them.
Right.
And unfortunately, we were not working together. Someone else got the contract. So that was one time when we were talking about this. Then one fine day, Taral Bhai called me and he was like, I want to get into this business. And I was like, okay, let's do it together. So that is how the first the initiation for such a company took place, and then S&H was born. So that is how we decided, and the idea for doing it together was that our minds aligned. So the thinking, the pattern of working, for us the quality, the time and the safety, so all those things which make that we think in the same lines was there. So we thought, why not?
Super. So that is a very strong organization, one company that has the market presence like no other organization, which is Shivalik. And Hetu Construction's a lot of experience. Along with that, that has created a lot of strength in the market, that's for sure. Tell me, okay, S&H Construction, what is the vision? What is the vision of S&H Construction? If you can share, and then we'll come to Hirak Bhai also. Okay, what is the vision of S&H Construction for further few more years? Where do you see the organization to reach?
If I talk about the short-term vision, we are targeting around 10 million square feet of real estate, and plus other industrial, other institutional, and some government projects after maybe a couple of years. And if I talk about the long term, તો જેમ તમે જોયું હોય કે ઘણા બધા ઇન્ડિયાની જે મોટી મોટી કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન કંપની છે, So you can count on your fingers કે જ્યારે ગવર્મેન્ટના કોઈ પ્રોજેક્ટ હોય કે સ્પેશિયલાઇઝ કોઈ પ્રોજેક્ટ હોય.
Right.
So government specially call them.
Correct.
You have to execute this project because they have that bandwidth
Correct.
and they have the expertise of construction and they know the project well. So ઇન્ડિયામાં if you can see તો જેમ L&T છે, so government ઘણા બધા પ્રોજેક્ટ્સને L&T ને બોલાવીને આપી દેતી હોય છે.
Right.
So we want that expertise of S&H and we have that experience.
Correct. You have the experience of the technicality and also how it executes on the ground level with the
Right.
combination that you have. Superb. Tell me this, what is the unique value proposition that S&H provides in the market to the companies that want to construct whatever, whether it is their projects, whether it is industrial parks or whether it is corporate houses? What is the value proposition that S&H together provide to the clients that probably other companies cannot provide at this time?
So talking about construction, so what are the challenges right now that any developer, any industrialist or any institution which wants to construct its building faces? So number one is the timely delivery of projects. So you are committed X time and then X plus Y happens. That is the nature of construction, that it is a very manpower, labor oriented business. So we as S&H, we want to focus on three things, which is safety, quality and timely construction of projects. So if it's a triangle, safety, quality and time. So you can have only two and not the third, but we as S&H, we want to achieve all three. We want to finish our projects fast, but we want to make sure that we don't compromise on quality and safety. Safety has always been neglected in our country.
In our industry.
Yes, in our industry, in our country, the value of life, the value of a person who works on your site is very important, and we relate with them. So I think these three things are the most important value propositions for our company, which I'm sure will make us a better company.
Very nice. Very good.
Anand bhai, very few companies have done multiple projects. Like we have already, as S&H, we have already done stadium, we have done institutional projects, we have done hospitality, we have done clubs and some unique real estate projects. So that's a very rare combination.
Right.
Yeah, so currently, if I can tell you, we are doing high-rise buildings which are ground plus 20, and we also simultaneously did a foundry furnace for aluminum extrusion industry. So I think that shows the varied projects which we are capable of doing.
That's amazing. That's amazing, because generally speaking, whenever there's a construction contracting company, they have an expertise in just one stream of construction, and then you have multiple facet expertise, so which is amazing. Hirak bhai, I asked this question to Taral bhai before, but if you can also share, what is the organization as a partner? What's the vision of the organization that you see for S&H?
So Taral bhai said in the terms of millions of square feet. So
Right.
that is one way of putting it, and I would put it in another way, that we want to make sure that we do all sorts of projects, not just a real estate project and not just an industrial project. So we want to be all around in the market, and we want to make sure that hiring us will make sure that the client benefits. So why will they give us another project? So we have to make sure that we are giving something in return which they are not getting from somebody else. So that is what we are striving for.
Superb. Very nice.
I'm a real estate guy, so I can only talk about square feet.
Correct.
So we
Yeah.
see on square feet, we can construction on square feet, but if you are doing an institutional job, if you are doing factories, then it doesn't calculate in square feet.
Correct. Correct. So you are a numbers guy, but then obviously that's where the whole combination of S&H comes into
that
the
is
play.
the
That's
beauty
great.
of the joint venture.
Absolutely. The two different talents that collaborate together and makes a full package.
Exactly.
That's absolutely what you wanted. Great. Taral, tell me this. There is a lot of developers who already are using your services for their construction project. Why would they come to you, since you are already a developer yourself? Why would they come to you for their project constructions?
See, as a Shivalik, we know Gujarat real estate very well. So we can add value in that project. We know all the compliances. જેમ કે રેરામાં શું હોય, timeline, we understand the timeline that if we have committed in RERA, then we have to complete the project in that timeline. So we understand developers' pain.
Right.
So developers can put 100% trust on us in terms of quality, in terms of speed, and they can rely on us.
Right. Because I know whenever I sell the projects of other developers also, being a real estate consultant, and Shivalik is constructing, there's a lot of psychological advantage that comes along, because Shivalik also, the developer also is a strong brand on his own. Shivalik is also another strong brand, and together they're constructing a project which also increases the credibility in the customer's mind. So I'm sure that also must be one of the factors where Shivalik's experience and credibility adds on for the developers.
And again, we know expectation of end customer.
Right.
So what quality they expect from the developer, so we can fulfill that requirement.
Correct.
If I give you an example, Samsung is making lots of components for Apple. So
Correct.
they both are making phones. They are competitors, but still they are working together.
Correct. Collaborate to succeed.
Yeah, of course.
Very nice. Though competitors outside, internally they take each other's help, because at the end there is a lot of clients out there that not one developer can fulfill
So
any.
it's a healthier way to do business with collaborative efforts.
Absolutely. Very nice thought. Very nice thought. Hirak bhai, which are the projects you are currently working on? You said there is multiple projects that you work on. Which are the projects that you are currently working on? And what is the value proposition that you provide to them?
Yes. So contracting before and contracting now has changed a lot. So it includes, we also provide designing services, we provide EPC projects, which is engineering, procurement and construction. So we did a few industrial projects wherein we, the land was by the client, but then we designed it and we executed the whole project until and unless the machinery comes in. So we make sure that the client then uses the machinery, and he does not waste his precious time in getting in the nitty-gritties of construction, whereas he has other works to do, like selling his product. So that is one thing. Another thing, we have been working into industrial, commercial, residential, institutional and EPC projects. So currently, if I tell you, we have projects going into pharmaceutical industry. We are also working for the power industry. We are working at the Dholera SIR region. We are doing turnkey projects for real estate builders in and around Ahmedabad. And these projects are over and above what we are doing for Shivalik in-house. So,
Right.
so that is so our priorities are straight, that S&H is a different vertical, and S&H, so if anyone wants to say that they are collaborating with another builder, but it is also like we have a different contracting company which has its own set of SOPs, own set of rules, own set of contracting principles, how we quote, how we work as a contractor. So I think it's a win-win situation if they also.
Which is amazing, because together you have so much of experience, and I never knew that. Okay, so I've seen a lot of your projects, because that's where I deal in Ahmedabad city, and I've seen a lot of projects that's been constructed of other developers as well, and also Shivalik's projects by S&H. But I was not aware of so many other industrial projects or other projects that you were talking about. So that's just amazing. Hirak bhai and Taral, I'll ask you both this question. How do you see the market right now with regards to construction contracting because of this COVID crisis, recent situations? Are there laborers available? Is the construction happening? There is whole fear of in the market that when the labor will come, when will they not come, will the construction projects will get delayed. You are there in every side of construction. So what are your thoughts on this? We can start with Hirak bhai and then I'll come to Taral.
So construction industry is predominantly relying on workmen, so laborers, which we call them laborers, we call them workmen. So that is the main pain point of construction industry. Now the challenges, what are the challenges? It's a very tragic situation in India if we say that as a businessman, not only a contracting company or a real estate company, any person has to say that there is a shortage of manpower. Come on. We are the second largest population of the world. That should not happen.
Correct.
So that is the main pain point right now. So what is the solution for that? So I think the solution is to train the manpower and make sure that we get quality skilled manpower in this country. Apart from using newer technologies like automation, machinery, that all is of course there. But then we have so much manpower in India, so why not use them, skill them? So that is the major crisis which everyone is facing right now. it will be mitigated, of course, but this is a chance for us to train them to make sure that they are skilled people who will be who can give 2 times the output in the same amount of time.
So it's a brilliant thought process to use this challenge as an opportunity to have a better skilled workers. Taral, what's your thought process? Will there be delays or anything like that you see?
Yeah, it will be delay, but not much, I guess. Even the RERA, if I talk about real estate, the RERA has given a timeline of 6 months.
Correct.
But I guess it won't be more than it won't be delay more than 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Right. Because we have local laborers, so we are the laborers are coming from some part of Gujarat, some laborers are coming from Rajasthan, and we are expecting some labor coming from Bihar as well.
Okay.
So in future, what will happen? Right now, construction industry is dependent is almost 80% on laborers.
Correct.
Eventually, the machinery and the technology will take the step forward.
Right. Automation will come.
Automation will come forward. So આમાં ધીમે ધીમે શું થશે કે અત્યાર સુધી જે ટેકનોલોજીનો યુઝ ઓછો થતો હતો એ કદાચ ટેકનોલોજી યુઝ થોડો ધીમે ધીમે વધતો જશે.
Which will catch up the pace also. Very nice, very nice. एक quick thought process ચાલે છે કે now the construction cost will increase because of this situation. Laborers will have to be provided with insurances, better housing facilities, social distancing measures, safety measures, hygiene measures, and so on. What are your thought processes? That is the market first and foremost. Will the construction cost increase? Yes or no? And if yes, will the market be able to sustain it? What is your thought, Taral?
Construction cost will increase, not drastically, but થોડી cost વધશે.
Right.
Because ઘણી બધી ટેકનોલોજી યુઝ થશે. Even laborers will ask for some more money. કારણ કે જે આઉટપુટ પહેલા જે મળતું હતું એ કદાચ હવે you can expect the 80% output.
Right.
Even timeline જે કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનની પહેલા એવી હતી કે લેબર્સ ઓલમોસ્ટ 16 hours કામ કરતા હતા.
Right.
કદાચ હવે એ લોકો 12 કલાકથી ઉપર કામ નહીં કરી શકે. Even that is too high.
Right.
So we need to provide machineries, technologies, and એ લોકોને ટ્રેનિંગ આપવી પડશે.
Right.
So that will add some cost, but not drastically.
Right. And with regards to, so there is some in construction, from what I understand, there is some portion which is labor, and there is obviously some portion which is raw material also in the construction cost. So any other, what do you think that the raw material situation, because of કદાચ નવા પ્રોજેક્ટ નહીં આવે એટલા બધા જેટલા પહેલા આવતા હતા જે સ્પીડમાં ફોર શોર્ટ ટર્મ ઓબ્વિયસલી ઇવેન્ચ્યુઅલી બીકોઝ ઓફ ધ પોપ્યુલેશન સાઇઝ વી હેવ ધ પ્રોજેક્ટ્સ વિલ બી ધેર પણ ફોર શોર્ટ ટર્મ કદાચ એટલા નવા પ્રોજેક્ટ ના થાય તો સ્ટીલ સિમેન્ટ એન્ડ અધર રો મટીરિયલ્સ ડુ યુ સી ધ પ્રાઇસ કમિંગ ડાઉન સોફ્ટર ઓર નો?
Historically, if you see, never has steel and cement price come down from where it has begun. If you see steel, cement, it is all related to petrochemicals. You can see since last 10 days the petrol prices are increasing every day. So your input costs are always increasing, and Taral would know better, but the output cost at the rate at which they want to sell, that always wants to be decreased. So there is a gap there, but that needs to be mitigated. So what do we do to mitigate that? So there are 2-3 ways of doing that. One is to modularize everything. So for example, if we say that there will be a same size window in all my apartments, so we can do a mass production of those things and then make sure that our rates come down. But we know that the rate of aluminium in the international market, if it will fluctuate, it will of course affect us. It's a direct commodity. So everyone, including real estate developers, architects, structural engineers, they need to think in a way wherein you need to modularize the whole building. So that will make sure that the prices come down.
Right.
Like faster construction happens.
Right.
જેમ તમે જેટલું સ્ટાન્ડર્ડાઇઝ કરતા જાઓ પ્રોડક્ટ, so you can get the more productivity.
Correct. I have lived in Canada and I have seen there is a lot of, it is called American standards. Direct product ni andar is American standards, so their sizes and measurements are fixed for everything. So as soon as you see the product is American standards, it's the same, doesn't matter which company has produced it. The measurements and everything remains the same as per the prescribed standards by the government. Do you think that kind of things can be implemented in India and will make this construction easier? Or faster or cost effective?
Yeah, of course, if such a thing is done, but it has to come from top.
From the government?
From the government, from the, the real estate lobbies, the institutions, the bigger institutions that work in sync with the government.
Correct.
So they need to push for this.
Correct.
And if that can be done, they need to prescribe it that these are the 4 sizes of doors which are available in the market. Make your openings according to that. So then you won't waste time in planning. You won't waste resources in doing specialized things.
Right.
So that will help. Yes, of course.
Right. Taral bhai, Shivalik, Shivalik does a lot of projects that is complete, obviously, because you sell it into the market. S&H takes what kind of contracts? Do you do RCC framework or do you do turnkey projects completely? What are your fortes?
See, right now we are working in all the segments, as we said earlier.
Right.
So we have a presence in periphery of Ahmedabad. Like we are working in Dholera, we are working in Taral. We have just completed a factory for automobile, Japanese company. So the precision of the Japanese.
Correct.
And we have some real estate projects as well. So in some of the projects we have the turnkey contracts, and in some of the projects we are working core and sale.
Right. Very nice. When you talk about the Japanese companies, what are the standards, the expectations they have? Because I'm sure that their expectations versus the local organizations' expectations would be completely different. Would that be a challenging task for S&H to meet those standards or something like that?
So we have been working with such companies, international companies, since a long time. So their demands are something which we need to fulfill, and those demands are also something which we try and implement in our other projects. So it is always construction industry is such there's you learn everything new every day.
Correct.
It's like even if you have like 40-50 years of experience, you go to the site and there's something new happening. It's like setting up a new factory every 6 months at a different location and then demobilizing it and taking it to someplace else. So each site is different, the conditions are different, the people you are working with are different, the materials you are working with are very different. So it's always a learning, and from Japanese people the good thing to learn is that they plan a lot. So I think 60% of the time of the whole project goes into planning and 40% goes into execution, which is the other way around in Indian projects. That, planning and execution go simultaneously. Basement સુધીના drawing આવે એટલું કામ કરો પછી ઉપરના drawing આપીશું.
Correct.
That may be because of selling issues due to, I don't know, there could be numerous issues, but planning is very important.
Right. But I'm sure this Japanese organization that you're taking the projects also adds a lot of credibility to your organization. Also, it's a learning curve that you also get the advantage of, which you can implement in a lot of other projects that are being developed locally.
Of course, yes.
Very nice. We were saying something.
Yeah, now the things are changing in India as well. Like people are working on beam. So your building is ready virtually,
right?
And then you can start construction. So you can visualize your building in your computer. If you want to change, you can see the change in your computer. That आ change करूँ सु तुम्हारा building में आ change थसे.
Okay.
So before you make any change in your building, you can see the repercussions.
Right. Also, the technology is getting that advanced.
Yes. So there are lots of new innovations. If you talk about the marketing, so there are. We are in real estate, so there are lots of contact revolution in construction.
Very nice, very nice.
I think it was a fantastic conversation. Yes,
so I was telling you, અત્યાર સુધી construction cost હતી ને એ land ની સામે negligible હતી. Taral bhi knows it very well. હવે construction cost એટલી બધી થઈ જાય છે compared because of your increase in FSIs, increase in the input cost, everything. So it is good for any real estate developer that at day one you should know what will be the planning cost and estimation of that project. So it will be very easy for him to sell his product also. If I know from day one that this is going to be my cost, so that will help me in planning my other costs and other variables. So construction is a very big variable. कि आम થઈ જશે તો આમ થઈ જશે એમ.
Correct. Correct.
So
especially I've seen lately in last 5-10 years for the projects like commercial projects, like residential and commercial projects of developers, the clients, the end user have become so conscious about the quality that they ask. અત્યાર સુધી એવું હતું કે people were asking who the developer is and who the architect is. Now they're also asking who the construction partner is. So if clients are getting that much aware પહેલા એવું હતું કે construction is a construction. હવે now people see that okay, finishing matters, the quality of construction matters, construction ની જે site develop થતી હોય એ વખતેનું શું finishing stage છે, customers look into all those things now. So clients are getting also a lot educated than what they were before.
એટલે અમદાવાદની અંદર તમે જુઓ તો there are multiple developers, but there are very less organized contractors.
Correct.
So જ્યારે બી તમે હવે from last 3-4 years તમે કોઈ બી અમદાવાદના પ્રોજેક્ટ જુઓ તો people ask who is doing construction. So ultimately જે રિયલ એસ્ટેટનો પ્રોજેક્ટ બનતો હોય છે એની અંદર જે કોન્ટ્રાક્ટરની વેલ્યુ છે ઇટ્સ વેરી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ.
Correct.
Because ultimately છેલ્લે જે ક્વોલિટી એ કોન્ટ્રાક્ટર સારી આપી શકે.
Correct. And that creates a brand. The brands that have been in the market are created is not because of how much they sold, it's because of what they constructed. So that's how the brand creation happens. Taral bhai and Hirak bhai, thank you very much for spending time and coming over for this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us today and hope you liked this part of TREC Conversations. We will try and continue to bring you such conversations in future as well, and we sincerely thank Mr. Taral Shah and Hirak Desai to be with us today. For more information on S&H Construction, you can visit their website www.snhconstruction.com or follow them on the Facebook page S&H Construction. Have a great day. Thank you.